What does it take to satisfy the 0.001%? Brandon Presser goes undercover to find out. Lavish resorts, Michelin-starred restaurants, secret tunnels, bathtubs. He embeds with the experts who have figured out how to keep the obscenely rich obscenely happy.
So you guys have like a Mean Girls burn book with every guest in it?
I'm not supposed to tell you, but yes.
I hear the craziest stories of rich people behaving badly. So as to not reveal the identity of my guests, I am going to turn all of my clients into cartoons. I write this column for Bloomberg that explores the secret world of ultra luxury.
And I inevitably get the question, how did you get these people to say these things?
No other magazine has ever been able to do this, and so many magazines have tried to replicate this to no success. But you know, like all of these luxury brands, like I have a secret sauce too. Putting on the uniform is so important. It's like that Clark Kent to Superman moment. Oh, I've done about 20 of these over the last 7 years. Even though every job is luxury, they're all extremely different.
You're gonna make me cry on my first day.
I was a butler at the Plaza. I was the maitre d' at Nobu.
I worked at the Louvre.
To Disney. I was a deckhand on a private yacht, on a private jet. I was a personal trainer at Techno Gym. I've stayed in over 3,000 hotels. I know what a guest wants. So in that respect, I'm never nervous. I'm always nervous that I'm never gonna get the goods, that I'm never gonna go deep enough, that I'm never gonna get that raw honesty that makes this column pop, but I always do.
I had always been really obsessed with travel. When I was little, I would ask my parents for a trip instead of a toy. Then I moved to New York City and started writing freelance for different magazines.
I think the ultra rich are kind of predictable in how they spend and how they travel because they like to stick together. So it's New York City, St. Bart, Europe, and back. And then they kind of lather, rinse, repeat. All of these resorts have a variety of very predictable characters. You have your celebrities, of which pop stars are always the worst. Then you have your C-suite execs, so Fortune 500, but if anyone's really keeping score, it's Fortune 50. You got your real estate tycoons, you got your tech bros, you got your crypto weirdos, you got your socialites. There's this really popular movie recently called The Triangle of Sadness, and for years I have maintained my own version of the Triangle of Sadness. And it's money, power, and fame. If you want to be really good at service, you need to diagnose the person you're serving immediately. And then you need to give them the thing they covet. For my most recent job, I was working at the Carlyle Hotel.
Good morning. Welcome to the Carlyle.
Which is arguably the best hotel in New York City, that classic New York Upper East Side buttoned up luxury. And they had me all over the place. So I was in Bellman's bar, learning how to make their world famous martini.
Not too much, not too less. You're gonna start to make a mess over here. They're gonna put you to wash dishes downstairs.
I was up in room service, cleaning rooms, making beds.
How long does it take to make a bed?
Between 5 to 7 minutes.
Wow. Takes me like 20 at home.
We were welcoming a really important VIP, can't tell you who, but needless to say, we were delivering amenities for their dog.
When a guest makes a really ridiculous demand, it's actually a lot of fun to try to fulfill it.
Money has a funny way of making adults act like children. There was this one time where I was asked to read Eloise as a bedtime story at the Plaza. So I go up to the room thinking I'm gonna find a 6-year-old girl in bed, and instead, I am Eloise. I am 6. I'm a city child. I live at the Plaza. There were 4 30-something adults in one bed all together like Charlie Bucket's grandparents. So from the Carlisle, I then flew down to Cabo and was working at Las Ventanas del Paraíso, or Rosewood property, where I was doing all sorts of things as well. I was working in their world famous spa. And then I was a butler in their signature villas, which are these beautiful villas right on the ocean.
I would imagine that a lot of times when guests are checking in, they're really stressed out. How long does it take for them to de-stress?
Well, I try to make it happy with a margarita.
So you get them drunk.
Who can say no to it?
And one of the hardest things was that I was raking words into the sand so that when guests wake up in the morning, they see "Welcome to Paradise." I think the realm of ultra luxury breeds two very distinct types of individuals. You have the people who live in absolute certainty, and then the people who suffer from analysis paralysis. So the people who live in absolute certainty, they want their chicken cut in cubes, and they want their double espresso at 5 a.m. along with their newspaper. And then the people who live in analysis paralysis land can't decide if they should have dinner at that table, or if it should be at 6:20 or at 6:23. When is the sun setting? And at the end of the day, it's much easier to serve someone who lives in absolute certainty because you absolutely just have to get it right. It's the analysis paralysis people that are incredibly difficult. So the trick is to deliver absolute certainty to them. I don't know where I want to sit at the restaurant. I don't know what time I should have dinner. You want to sit right by the balcony. Sun sets at 6:46, and we're going to get you right there and you're going to watch it. Boom, done. That's the secret. I have the utmost respect for the workers who deal with these luxury clients because it's a 24/7 gig. How long have you been working here?
Oh, I've been working here like for 26 years now. Wow. Calais is my home.
Yeah.
Yes.
You've made a lot of bets.
Yeah. It's fun. I love it. Because every day you come is a different story.
And everyone is telling me their secrets, and they're telling me about their life working in these places because they're passionate about what they do. And I never want to take advantage of that passion.
We have kilometers of corridors. We're more than 750 people working here, and they're all able to go from one place to another without being seen. And twice a year, we invite the children of the associates, and we give them the opportunity to paint and to draw on the walls. So when the parents come in the morning, they arrive and they see a message from their kids, and it's just very warm to the heart.
They're hesitant, of course. It's a very closed world. It's a secretive world, as you would expect. And there has to be a moment of proof. I have to put in the blood, sweat, and tears. I have to show them that I'm dedicated. And when I get into the uniform and I learn the ropes and I learn the dogma and I learn the tricks and I'm out there serving with the guests, they realize that I'm taking this really seriously, and I am. We're in an era of access. We want to go beyond the authentic experience, and we want access behind the velvet curtain. And that's what I'm offering. We want the receipts, and I'm giving those receipts to you.